Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
I'm Vinny.
And today is quite the sad day because one of my most successful trades, shitting on Nikola, is pretty much has a fine time limit here because they're going to go bankrupt. And I think this is the last time to short the stock. I think this is the last chance.
All right. I look forward to hearing about it. If you enjoy this kind of entertaining stockbroking content of two stupid guys trading stocks, talking all things personal finance, by all means, give it a like and subscribe below. We'd love to have you along in this little venture of ours. With that, we'll get to it.
Two stupid guys trade stocks.
All right. So there is some wild stuff coming out on this trial, right?
Yeah?
And the we're really getting some big Nikola news that came out, but I think this is really the last solid chance to short because they're already so low. They're already at $5. I've shorted them to oblivion, but now for the next option of $2.50, that's 50% less of the company, right? You'd have to lose 50% market cap. So it's getting a little bit more risky to short because they're already so low, still way over what they should be. Don't get me wrong.
Really hoping for a reverse stock split for you so then we can make some money on the way down again.
Yes, that would be nice. That'd be pretty good.
It's possible.
All right, let's get into this. So real quick, they finally showed some intelligence. The shareholders, they finally accepted increased funding, $400 million by adding the float from 600 to 800. You don't have to read this whole thing. This is just them pleading with their shareholders after delaying the annual shareholder meeting 3 times because they couldn't actually approve it. You know how embarrassing that is? 3 times.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, that
Makes
is
sense.
pretty sad.
Well, Milton is going to go to prison, so he wants as much money as he can possibly get here. So, fair.
Yeah.
He was opposed to it.
Yeah.
This is just quick reminder. I'm going to move your face, Vinny. This is just every quarter how much money they've had. They did another little share offer in between. That's why they went up on the last thing. But you can see they're just hemorrhaging money. This is not sustainable.
Yeah.
Right?
It is expensive. It's not their fault as far as that goes. It is. They are undertaking world-changing technology, and that costs a lot of money. I understand that part.
Costs so much money. That's why I just didn't understand why shareholders were like, no more funding. You have to, or it's over. There's no other way. Problem. What's that?
Yeah. Well, no, I get it. I mean, it's just I think they've run out of patience with them. Unfortunately, I think that's what it is. You're seeing all of this kind of research and development has really been done in the post-Milton phase because before then, let's be honest, they weren't really working on that hard products. They were working on selling and creating this vestige or this shell of a product before. Then they were truly engineering the technology at that point in time.
Oh yeah, they weren't engineering shit when he was there. I have actually a lot of cool stuff on that coming up here. So this is Kramer. He literally said during his rapid fire where you're asking questions and he just answers quickly. He's like, I think the stock is lethal. Don't own it. Bad idea. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, lethal. That's not one word you use to describe stocks too often.
It's not great. All right. So just some quick trial updates. I don't want to get too into it. There's a bunch of articles on this, but I mean, these are hilarious. So during the trial, employees said to the boss, he doesn't let facts or details get in the way of a good story, and he's an idiot. So Brandon, I'm going to butcher this, Boberars, he led design, created renderings for the Badger, said it was done to meet a deadline imposed by Milton for unveiling the pickup. They merged parts of the Ford Raptor and a chopped up other vehicle. It was never real. It was never a thing. And if you type in just Nikola into Google right now, go to Google Images, the Badger comes up. It's a make-believe car. It doesn't exist.
Well, yeah, it existed in Brendan's brain.
In his mind. But
Yeah.
it's more prevalent than the semis. Like you look it up, it's just like 4 or 5 semis, 100 Badgers. It's
Yeah.
not a real
Well,
truck.
maybe Brenda can get a job at Ford after this.
I
Maybe.
mean, she did a pretty cool rendering. It looked pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is pretty good. Milton
Uh,
announced on Twitter that the company will start taking reservations for the Badger. Okay, this is when he's still under control. This is June 2020.
okay.
So Ericsson, Badger project lead, responded to Babier's in a forwarded tweet. Oh no. So there's no communication in this company, right? So Ericsson, he's the Badger lead. During the trial, they released all of these text threads for the company. Um, this is not good. So here's a text chain between the lead and then the lead design, the project lead and lead design. So
Okay.
Babier's, I told Trevor on Thursday that we are at least 6 to 8 weeks from any tooling startup. Ericsson, I know. Ha ha. Trevor doesn't let factory details get in the way of a good story. Babier's, yeah, I guess I was hoping, the going public part would make him more methodical and careful, but guess not. Ericsson, guess he's over it already. He needs his next fix. These are your leads.
Jesus. Wow.
What? This is a nightmare.
Dumpster fire of a product development launch. Oh man.
Dude, it's so bad. And then, I don't know if you remember this Hindenburg Research.
Yeah.
So Paul Lackey, he's an engineer that did contract work on some of their EV parts. He got a share of the profits because he was the whistleblower that went to Hindenburg Research and was like, hey, this company is a scam. Hardcore. He got $600K for helping them.
Okay. Interesting.
It's pretty
I don't know.
interesting.
I don't. That doesn't feel like super warm and fuzzy to me because it's like at the end of the day everything was true, but like the financial incentive being aligned with also damaging a company's reputation from someone on the inside is also like
It goes back and
murky.
forth because Milton also
Yeah.
stole billions of American dollars.
Yes,
So
he did.
it goes back and forth. He was also, I didn't put this in there. Let me bring up the chart real quick. But he also claimed during the Badger process that the Badger is going to have a water fountain in it from the excess H2O from the hydrogen, right? And
Yeah.
then Babier's, the lead design, was like, are we going to put an espresso machine in too? Like, what is happening? There's no plans for a water fountain. And he's hearing this on, like, articles about his project. It's like, there's no water fountain. You know how terrifying that is? You're in charge of building the truck, and other people are talking about these attributes of the truck, and he's like, no, that doesn't exist. That's not a thing.
I know, right? This is like it reminds me of like a high school project where if you ever assign like a project in high school where you're trying to put together a product and say how you would develop it and how like you'd start your business up. That's basically what this reminds me of. This is like literally that level of organization. That's impressive.
It's so bad, dude. And once again, maybe hydrogen trucks could be cool. Like, I get it. It could be awesome. But
Yeah.
you have a company trying to do everything they can to raise up from the ashes of what this guy did. And the part why I'm still short selling it is because the new CEO was working with Milton, and I think there's some stuff that's going to come out because there's no way you don't know about this stuff. Like, you were
Oh, yeah.
working right with him.
Well, that's the Nikola Corporation itself have already settled the charges with the SEC over their portion of this responsibility.
Agreed.
Not, I forget exactly what the fine was, but they were able to negotiate and settle that deal for them. I definitely a possibility that hydrogen technology it does change the future, but whether or not Nikola plays any part of that, I think is highly
Don't think so.
suspect.
Yeah.
And personally, I would love to see you go to the Nikola bankruptcy auction and buy something cool.
I'll do that. Yeah, there's a thing in Casa Grande, Arizona. Yeah, I'll buy like a little logo. I'm sure it's gonna be
Yeah.
overpriced. Trying to raise everything
Yeah.
they can.
Probably.
That'd
You'd
be
be able
dope.
to buy like Trevor Milton's desk or something.
I'll put it behind me. My paintings of Ron Swanson. I'll put like a Nikola logo. As soon as they'll go bankrupt, I'll go there.
Yeah, that would be a fantastic. I would absolutely love it. But yeah, I hear you, man. I just that I want to actually review some transcripts of the court proceedings to like learn a little bit more about the story. Though now I hadn't realized the trial had already started.
It's like in the preliminary stages. It's hilarious. There's
Okay.
so much more. It's essentially all the leads hearing stuff about their projects from news sources that Milton had said, and they're all like, that it's not a thing. Here's the chart. We
Fantastic.
have been banging up against $5. Really, really heavy here. All right. We just
Yeah.
had another big down day on some solid volume. Once again, when the stock is this low, moving 50 cents is 10% of the market cap. So it's a pretty hefty move. Like,
Yeah.
I'm currently shorting them, and I think I'm gonna max out at like a 20% gain here because I can't get any more without it dropping down to like $2. So
Hmm.
if anyone is going to short this very obviously shitty company, um, you got to have a really long time frame because it's going to take a while. I do think when stuff comes out about how, when you look at Nikola Bulls, they're all like, hey, he was bad, but he's out. The CEO was aware of it, and like the new CEO. So I think there's something going to come out here. But if
Yeah.
we can drop below this $5 range and then hit this kind of 440, it's a free for all. This is going to be bad. Well, good for me, but
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
for
Next
others.
next next stop, penny stock status.
Next stop, penny stock status. Easy.
Uh,
All right. Well,
yeah.
that was the easiest trade of the century for the last 2 years, and it's finally coming down to an end. It's a little bit depressing, but
Yeah.
yeah, pretty over. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing some more about the trial and see what other ridiculousness happened within Nikola during this time
Yeah,
frame.
the in truck water fountain is my favorite. All right, guys,
Yeah.
have a good one.
See you guys in the next one.